Go.
Welcome to another edition of Strange New Pod. I'm your Fleet Admiral and host, Julian Brown, alongside the best bridge crew this side of Brad Boimler's succulent beard. And before we go any further, I'm going to do a mailbag right off the bat. It belongs to Mars, who says, insert Boimler scream here. So Mars, this is for you. Hold on. It's not working. Why is it not working?
It was working. I lost one of my ear to it. Like
you did
moments ago.
This is so embarrassing.
Hawk, do the scream.
It's very Boimler of you. It's very, very Boimler of you.
This is so Boimler right now. I can't believe this is happening. This is a Lower Decks moment, and we love it. Here we go. Mars, I hope this works this time. This is for you.
There we go.
There it is. Oh my fucking God. That was almost embarrassing. Welcome to the show. Vice Admiral Eric is here and he has got some good whiskers. Not a full Boimler beard, but a whiskier enough, like gonna be Klingon as hell whiskery.
My middle child will not let me shave. I don't know why.
That's fair.
She's like, I want to see you with the beard. I'm like, I'm Asian. It's not happening.
That's what you get.
This is as far as it goes until I'm like 80. Then it goes down here.
Captain Hawk is here and he's got one, the full Boimler beard, and two, is the guy who would give Boimler all of the holodeck tips. Like, right? No doubt, right?
Yeah, I could basically break the system for him.
Yeah, you could. And Praetor Giraffe is here, and she's ready for the third act knick-knack. Let's go. How we doing, guys?
Doing all right.
Yeah,
we're
nice
still alive.
Outside.
Oh, it's beautiful today.
Nice outside. It is. Matt Harker wanted to know, as you guys are wearing a hoodie, Matt Harker wanted to know if you were at the strip club, Eric. And Matt Harker, we're wondering, are you at the strip club?
Are the wings good?
Are the wings good? Yeah, are the wings good?
Oh, always.
It's not a good strip club if the wings are bad.
Yeah, they're not soggy.
No. Okay.
Sometime I'll tell you my Atlanta story.
Now's the time.
That would be the time. No, before we go any further, I'm going to go very unstrange new pod for a second, and I'm going to ask three very important questions. Okay?
Yes.
Have we watched the Daredevil finale?
Yes.
Yes. Have we watched The Last of Us?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I've played the game. I've not watched the series, but so yes.
Question 2.1. Are we okay after The Last of Us?
No, because they made it more painful for us.
They did. They did.
And for the people involved.
I let a franchise give me scars, emotional scars only once. I played the game. It's enough. This is where I stop. I don't want to watch that show. I've cried enough.
That's why I knew they were making the show, so I decided not to play 2 and just watch the whole video essay of it and the cutscenes.
But the town stuff is so good, and it's not in the game.
I know the town stuff was awesome.
I am not watching that show. I'm already living in dystopia. Please do not make me watch it on top of it.
I mean, fair point. And then question number 3. Have we watched Andor yet?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Only the first episode.
God damn it, Hawk.
I know.
I don't have time. It's like 3 episodes. I need to sit for 2 hours. And I'm like, when?
I literally did it last night. I sat for 2 hours. It was great.
It's 3. Do it.
It is like 3, but
yeah.
Really good. And I'm like the one Andor season 1, like, wasn't that great guy of the pod.
Amazing.
So.
The best Star Wars.
It's not the best Star Wars. That belongs to Rogue One and Rogue One alone. And I will die on that hill. Let's get back to Star Trek. And talk about this week, because we are wishing the happiest of happy birthdays to the one, the only Jack Quaid. It is his birthday today. And in honor of that, we are talking the very best of Lieutenant Junior Grade Bradward Boimler. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about his William counterpart too. From Star Trek Lower Decks, from the Raisin Farm and Borg Babies to Cranch and being Klingon as hell, we're going through Boim's best moments on the Cerritos. But first, Hawk, can you thank our amazing Patreon Collective members at the Ready Room level and above, please, sir?
So thank you once again to Simon Stager, Jeff Reeve, Mariah Gossett, Tallulah, Jen Stein, Tina Alexander, Joe Saporito, Noe Santos, Kang Wee, Takako Nagumo, Fernanda Nogales, SMK, Colin Davidson, Shatterhand 2049, Jesco, Michael Graham, Emily and Travis, Maggie Light, Wayne Ritz, Scone of Arc, Sean, Jay Howard, Mahalani Uchiyama, Matt Harker, Joshua Lewis, Tara Pollen, Slope 74, Rude Parakeet, Aaron W., Carl Angoli, Michael Kwan, Caitlin, Elizabeth Dean, Jim McMahon, Sedano 317, Puka Hair, 3 Fry Short, Cat Tip, Tripping the Reed Alert over a Pineapple, Sean Manning, Asher at the Bat, Chris Waterman, RHCB, Martin Simpson, Norman Buckwald, David Prime Hildebrand, Taryn J. Robinson, Rod Grinier, Eric the Red, Trouble, Jamie Roberts, Honeyberry, Paul Taylor Pitt, Brett Jones, Michelle P., Margin Walker 82, Melissa Bartell, Jesse Robbins, Kim, and Chris Finoglio.
I think you need to do that every week. It's really funny.
Randomly.
Yeah.
Hawk, that was awesome in your very best radio voice. That was fantastic. Thank you. And thank you to our patrons. You guys rock. Also, a big thank you to our Badmirals, our EPs, Simon Stager, Chris Waterman, Tara Poland, Brett Jones, Dana, Matt Harker, and Jim McMahon. You guys keep Cetacean Ops running. That water boot from, like walking on the
Filtered.
floor with shoes, filtered and without, dirt, because they don't want dirt in their water. And remember when Boimler walks in and they're like, don't fucking swim in here with
your shoes,
dirty boots.
Mm-hmm.
Does Julian have a tiny Julian in his micro? This guy? No, Giraffe made this for me. This is tiny Will Riker, my favorite character. She made that for me years ago. Guys,
I did that when I was still a patron.
Listener. Yeah.
It's like how I got in.
I don't know if you guys
No, I'm kidding.
I don't know if you guys know, but like
I see. Little Jordy.
Little Jordy. Mm-hmm. Next month is 5 years, guys.
Wow.
5 years. Yeah. Let's get into some news. Giraffe, you're up first.
Oh no. What's the news? I have it. Oh, look at this. Yes. We released a new episode of Alternative Space. I hope you all went and listened to it. It's now accessible to everybody. The first episode with Nana Visitor. And next week, we're going to release our second episode for our patron with Jesse Earl. Whoop, whoop.
Woo, woo. Yep. Really good interview with Nana. It was really good.
He's contractually mandated to say that.
Yeah, but it was really good. And if you haven't listened to it, please go do it, because they put a lot of effort into that interview, and Nana's an awesome guest. And I was supposed to be there producing, and I got the flu. So, I lost power that day.
You had no power.
That sucked. That stunk. But no, I was glad to be able to edit it, and they did a fantastic job with the interview. Speaking of our patron collective, a brand new episode of Strange New Adventures Incursion Point just dropped for you guys. And episode 2 or session 2 is dropping to the public on Monday. And this is exciting. We got a fan text about the first episode from Isaac. Isaac from Trek 365 here, loving Star Trek Adventures episode 1. I'll definitely be back for more. Thank you, Isaac. Isaac also asked to be made into a background character and like airlocked. So, we might do that. You never know.
Goals.
Also, goals. If you don't know, the Strange New Adventures crew of some of our patrons, we just wrapped up our first ever adventure. We did the first one. We're done. And we're going to be starting our second one in a couple of weeks. So super exciting. And a bunch of that crew will be at Trek Long Island doing the Moopsy one shot, which is my next bit of news. Our Trek Long Island schedule is live. Super stoked to bring that to all of you guys. Some great stuff. Giraffe and I are going to be talking with John Noble from Star Trek Prodigy, from Lord of the Rings, from Fringe. Dude is a fucking legend.
Walter.
Yeah, dude. Walter. Like, God, I'm still a little bit over the moon that we get to have that conversation. We're doing the one shot. We're doing a movie panel. I'm doing like a film lecture. It's going to be really fun. And honestly, like I'm most excited about night one, like one shot with Moopsy. It's going to be wild. People aren't going to survive. It's going to be great. And then I think the coolest thing all weekend long is going to be this one here, Giraffe, who
I'm
is
closing the con. Like
she's closing the con and sitting down with Celia Rose
Celia.
Gooding, Uhura from Strange New Worlds. And they're not even going to talk Star Trek. They're going to talk about life, her career, like a bunch of other stuff.
Literally, they told me everything else. And I was like, gotcha.
Yep.
Linus Morissette, sweet.
Yeah, exactly. Jagged Little Pill. Yep. So Trek Long Island is going to be awesome. We can't wait to be there. Next week, stay tuned on the pod because we are giving away 4 passes to Trek Long Island 3.
Really?
So yeah, really.
That
yeah,
is cool.
pretty dope. So we will have the details on how to get those. Maggie in the chat goes, I don't want to die. Listen, out of every character, and I'll give you a hint, Maggie in our one shot is playing a Hirogen chief engineer. So I feel like you have a good survival chance, but you never know. Moopsy's like a one shot kill, you know? So you don't know what's going to happen. Finally, Hawker Eric, who can we thank for this awesome shirt that I'm wearing?
I guess I'll go. No, go for it, Hawk.
You sure? Okay,
Fight.
all right.
Fight.
No, sorry.
Canadians. No,
Canadian.
you. No, you.
This is, this is what Canadian fighting
No,
looks
sorry.
like. Our sponsors, Heroes and Villains, you can get 20% off by typing in the passcode STRANGE. Though they know that we've directed you to their site. They have amazing stuff from Star Trek on. I don't know. Are they? They still and.
They have some Star Trek stuff. They're focusing a lot on Star Wars because Andor came out and Marvel right now. Like that's why I'm wearing the Psylocke shirt.
They have D&D stuff.
They do have D&D stuff. Yep.
Yep. They have all your fandoms. So yeah, go shop there. Their stuff is amazing.
Sure is. Did I miss anything in the news, folks?
I just had a lot of people asking me how I ended up behind a camera on the on the captain chair, the video I posted. We were like, I want to know about what that was. And no, I am not cast in Star Trek yet.
Keyword being
Very
yet.
profesh.
Yes.
Looked very profesh. But I was invited to RenderCon where the Roddenberry Foundation were showcasing an air wall, the cameras they use to film Star Trek, and what they use also to film Unification. Don't ask me the numbers. I don't remember the number. 7, 6, 8, 6, 5, 7, 8. I don't know.
Pretty damn close, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
They had all the costume used for Unifications. They also had, so they're recreating all the bridges of all the Enterprises, Voyager, the Promenade, and like several bridges of like different ships that you basically can see on VR goggles, and you can like walk through it. And they had a bridge on the air wall, and they would film you with those cameras in front of those air walls. So that was really cool. It was really fun. Articles to come soon if you want
Tomorrow.
more info. But no, I am not in Star Trek yet.
Yet.
Yet, not yet.
No, that Giraffe wrote an awesome blog post about that, and that's going to drop tomorrow, maybe even tonight if I'm awake. We're going to find out. Yeah, so be prepared for that. Let's get in.
Wait. There's a Canadian Heroes and Villains site now. But our code doesn't work.
I'm going to make sure that it does. An email will go out tomorrow.
180% taxes on it.
Canadian,
Same
stay
price.
tuned. Canadian, stay tuned. We will see about getting you a code that works as well, like Strange CA or something. We'll make it happen.
Strange.
Is that a goof? We will stop that podcast at one point or another.
I don't know if we I don't know if we will. I don't know. Could we just talk about Andor instead? No, I'm kidding. Let's get to the Strange Lulu. So, this guy, Boim, if you had a chance to follow up on a Boim episode / plot point, or B, write an original Boimler episode, what would you choose? What would it be? And why?
I know.
Go ahead.
I would get him to travel back in time to the Enterprise with Pike and all of them, and then travel even further back to the Archer Enterprise
Oh my god.
Oh,
with them.
Oh my god. Archer would know Archer'd probably shoot them.
But he's a fanboy of Archer.
I know, but Archer probably would shoot first and ask
criminal.
questions
Yeah,
later.
Archer would probably
he's
shoot first.
literally
Yeah.
a genocidal maniac.
But I would want to see that. Maybe more chill Archer, like older Archer, which I hear is maybe a thing. Oh.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I like it though, but he'd get killed immediately. Yeah. Who else has got one?
I think I'd like him to do something like Tapestry. Explore the.
Oh my God.
You imagine? That would be such a good Boimler episode. I feel this like I think he's like questioning himself every single time about like the what ifs, you know? So yeah. Like give him the opportunity to explore the road not taken. That'd be good.
I like it. I like it.
I just thought of a good one. I give him his own Inner Light episode. Only I imagine him actually, being able to fix the problem with a dying planet and that, and probably end up creating some sort of paradox out of it.
I like it. I like it quite a bit. It would.
I want to know more about his girlfriend and how he made her like in season 1. I think
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of questions about like Boimler's life in general, like the raisins things. Like I don't know, like give me the autobiography of Boimler. That I think I just want to know how a human like this becomes. Like
Yeah.
The Raisin King.
The Raisin King. Yeah. In the chat, let's see. Matt Harker goes, I want Boims to have a rematch against the Borg Queen. I mean, yeah, that would be epic. Jim McMahon, I don't know. Archer did deal with Daniels. He might not shoot first. It's a good point. It's actually a very good point. For me, I have a couple. One, I'd really like to meet Boim's parents. I would just like a family episode, like family. Like he goes back to the vineyard and we meet his purple haired mom and dad too, who are probably not purple haired, but
Yeah.
yeah,
He does dye his hair.
It does. He does. But maybe his parents do too, which is why he does. It's like the raisin thing. It's marketing. It's good marketing. The other is I would really like a couple of missions with William aboard Riker's Titan and just like the chaos level. I would totally write a Titan Riker William episode for sure.
I know it was not the question, but if there's one episode of Lower Decks that I always wanted to see and they never given us, it's what happened, the real episode, what happened when Rutherford implant malfunction and we just see like blips of it.
Oh yeah.
I want to know the full story. I want to see what happens in between the the pieces that we see. That's the one with the, what is it, the cleaner?
The cleaner. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. Also do a fight with his sibling in the Vineyard tribute. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's from Felix Stacks. Yeah. I love it. Anything else? Did I miss any in the chat? Easy. I would take him back to the raisin farm, hire some boys too, and get him to appreciate the lovey-dovey.
The Gorn wedding. Yeah, it's the one with the Gorn wedding.
Oh,
exactly.
the Gordon. Yep.
I want to know how we get there.
100%. Yep. Love it. Love all these answers. Let's get to the very best of our Boim. Giraffe, we are going to start with you tonight. You chose as your favorite Boim moments or episodes, Crisis Point 1 and 2 as your favorite Boimler episodes. Why do these stick out for you?
So I like all the Boimlers episode. I don't think there's one that I dislike. But I feel that when you watch Crisis Point 1 and 2 back to back, you see the growth of the character. And it's really interesting to see between season 1 and season 3 how totally different he is. Like between Crisis Point 1, where he's like trying to learn interview and he's so scared and he tries to bake cookies. I mean, there's like these like,
And he almost poisons Carol. Yeah.
doesn't know what he's about, right? Thinks that he knows what he's about and is not even realizing that what Mariner is doing is messed up, right, is just so much into his thing that he doesn't see the people around him. And he fails the interview totally. And in Crisis Point 2, he's in charge. He's Captain Bucephala's dagger. But also he has like this crisis of faith because of the death of his clone and how his whole world revolves around different priorities. And it's really interesting because when we watch season 3, that was like Boimler growing. But when you watch those two back to back, it's really interesting to see also the growth of everybody around him. Of Divana, Tandy was trying to talk about Orion culture, but she doesn't want to be associated. But now she's like, I want to be a captain. There's also Rutherford totally changing his priorities in life. Like he's so aloof. It's two really good episodes to watch back to back. Also, I like holodeck shenanigans.
Nice. Yeah, those are absolutely great episodes. Hawk or Eric, do you guys have any thoughts on the Crisis Point episodes?
No thoughts.
No thoughts at all.
You said everything. They were just solid episodes, and like we do get to see his progression as a person, and I love him as a. I don't know how to add more to what you said.
Same, the progression of all the characters, it has been fantastic over the 5 seasons and that, but Boimler especially, because he's such a competent ensign, but just lacking in that self-confidence,
I mean, he was not competent in season 1. Let's be honest. None of them are competent. Like, we watch Crisis Point 1 and they're incompetent.
Like he's diligent in duty, right? He's very diligent in whatever task he takes on, but
he's not. He's like trying. Okay.
He did get a plaque from Carol in like the 2nd episode of the show.
Yeah, but like he's supposed to prep for an interview to explain why he wants to be in a diplomatic training for a diplomatic something, And what he does is that he steals all the private log, put them
super fucked up.
Into the holodeck, trying to know what she's allergic to because he wants to make her cookies. Like, my guy, this is not efficient. It's like he could have prepped normally and he would have done the interview and maybe not gotten it. But like at the end, she's just like, he didn't even prep for the interview. Boo, And you're like, yeah. And also you see that they're all so self-centered in Crisis Point 1, like they're all about their own thing that they don't even see that what Mariner is doing is really messed up. And she really needs help. That Tandy is like really trying to hide something. And the only one happy is Rutherford, who wants to sing praises to, what's his face?
Billups.
Billups, yeah.
Yep. They almost end up like leaving and falling in love. It was great.
It was fantastic.
Yep.
And I feel that when you watch Crisis Point 2, they are already in tune with each other and what's going on. Like right away, they're like, oh, do you want to be a captain to Tandy? Or, even Boimler, there's something wrong with him. And Mariner sees that there's something wrong and she tries to help him and she goes after him. And just having these 2 episodes as like the growth of not only Boimler, but of him also being the center of the group. Let's be honest. Like, I know that Mariner is like the main character, but he's the one keeping everybody together. He's the one who created the program to start with that got fucked up by Mariner. And then he fucks up his own program in Crisis Point 2. I think it's a really good character development, character arcs in general, especially for Boimler.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I love those episodes. I obviously we're talking about Boimler tonight, but I also like how unhinged Rutherford is in Crisis Point 2. He's like more that he's not unhinged, but like Tandy is like actually like taking it seriously because it's like a reflection on herself, and like Rutherford just like not getting the hints about it and like joking around and eating fucking popcorn and shit, and Tandy's just like, dude, take this seriously, and he's like, why? It's a holodeck movie.
Well, and in Crisis Point 1, he's the only one taking the thing seriously.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one like
yeah.
trying to avoid for like the warp core to explode.
Yeah.
He's the only one like trying to actually solve a problem. No, yeah, he's the only one who uses it as a way to sing his love for the Cerritos crew when every single the other one is doing something weird with what's going on. Let's be honest. So no, I like that Crisis Point. I mean, Boimler is the writer of Crisis Point. He's the brain behind Crisis Point, which are amazing episodes. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I'll also say that like these episodes show that Lower Decks could have a movie and it would be like wonderful. Like
He's so good.
Yeah, Crisis Point 3.
yeah, just give us that
Paramount
stuff
Plus
like
movie.
the one.
Yeah. Yes. For
Yeah.
My God, it would have been so much cheaper too.
Yeah. I think it would have, no matter what. I mean, dude, they had to pay for Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle
alone.
Yeoh. I mean, it's
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
And so many of our friends would have jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Gene in the chat. Felix Axe brought up a great point in the chat. As far as like Crisis Point 1 and 2 are concerned, it's kind of related to the Callister stuff too, if you think about it, bringing it back to our episode last week. Right?
Yeah, but I don't know that they can accept their holodeck. I mean, we hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like creating that world that is made for you to become the hero. But that's the thing, is that every time in Crisis Point, the one that wants to be the hero ends up not being the hero.
Yeah.
That they need the other people. So yeah, it's also a bit Callister. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on to our first mailbag moment. It's from one of our awesome Badmirals K-Dubs Boimler moment from season 3. Boimler going off at the recruitment boot with Mariner and defending Starfleet in the most chaotic way. The Doctor didn't spend 7 years in the Delta Quadrant for you fucks to question his agency. And New York NY Rowlight also shared this moment as well. I want to be as confident as Mariner, but I'm far more like Boimler. 5 seasons of watching Boimler grow as a character shows there's still hope for people like me. My favorite Boims moment is probably him losing it at the Starfleet recruiting station. I mean, guys, how epic is this moment?
And that's also where they meet Petra Abedin,
Yeah.
the archaeologist.
I
Yeah.
want to see her again.
I want to see her again. Crisis Point 3 should be Raiders of the Lost Ark, but make it Lower Decks.
Ooh.
Call us. We have ideas.
Space version of that. Oh my God.
Yes. Right? That's a good idea. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or
Boimler.
the Last Crusade. I'll take the Last Crusade also because I like it.
Yes.
I love in that episode too that Boimler like gets like the respect from Jack afterwards. Like, dude, you're insane, and that was not the right way to do it. But like, mad respect. And he's you're still gonna have to spend a night in the brig though, and it's cute because Mariner and them like I'll go sit with him, and he's like having his cute like moment. I love that episode so much. Hawk,
Yes.
you are up, sir. You're next, and you chose the Borg Babies.
Yes.
In I Excretus. Why does this moment stick out to you? I mean, it's kind of a stupid question, but
I think it's because of what I was mentioning previously in that about the diligence that he puts into the task, and that not to say he doesn't go off track like a lot, as Giraffe pointed out. Yes, he puts a lot of diligence into the work, but sometimes it's just in the wrong direction. This is exemplified like in this episode. These simulators everybody's using in that, they think it's going to be a cakewalk. It's not. Everybody fails out except for him. Passes the first time, and that 74%. I think it was 74 or was it 69? He ends up working his way up to 94%. Just through repetition, diligence. It unnecessarily so. He could have walked out at any time. But him going off track like that again, putting in that work, actually ends up saving the jobs of everybody on the ship. Keeps them from being disbanded after what's her face, Yim Yim announces she's just trying to save her program, and that by eliminating the Cerritos altogether. Boimler ends up having to play out his simulation and that for as long as he can. Teaches the Borg Queen empathy. And then spoils that later. And it's still like one of the funniest lines was her slathering over him and that, and saying your distinctiveness and that. And it's like, I'm actually a real person. He's like, really? Oh,
you need to get some sun.
It's definitely not the most character arc driven moment in that, but I think it's just pure Boimler.
Yeah, no, it really is. Do you guys have any thoughts on I Excretus?
I just like the fact that he's the only one that basically keeps going. I respect the hustle when everybody's kind of like going in it, being like, doing like the work because they have to. He's like, and he ends up like kind of saving them, unbeknownst to him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I like,
and doesn't it? Oh, go ahead, Eric.
I like that he slowly evolves into Janeway, like with the get up and everything, tank top and everything. I was just like, that's brilliant. That's just so good.
He die-hards it.
Yeah,
he does. He totally died. Doesn't at some point he stick like a pacifier in one of the Borg babies' mouths?
Yep.
Yeah.
That episode is brilliant. Oh man, another absolutely great Boimler moment. Our next mailbag Boim moment is from Dave Prime, who wrote, "There's just so many moments to choose from. It's almost impossible to narrow it down to one defining moment. But I would have to choose his scream." As he's falling off the cliff in the best exotic nanite hotel when he took command of the Cerritos and Old Friends New Planets. But tops would be the crossover Stranger World episode where he performed the Riker maneuver on Pike's saddle. We are going to talk about that episode too in a little bit. I have to say, Riker. I share the moment where in Old Friends New Planets when he sits in the chair. That's like one of my favorite Boimler moments ever. I did a whole like video on it. It's such a defining moment of like his career and his character. It's so good. Yeah. So this was going to be me and MC sharing. MC took the night off, but we share our favorite Boimler moment / episode, and that's episode 302, The Least Dangerous Game, where Boimler finds out about, I can't remember the Bolian's name, but the
captain.
The Bolian ensign who gets transferred. And I guess the captain gets killed or something, and he gets a field commission to captain, and Starfleet just let it stick. And he started a whole Bolian crew. So Boim's like, I need to be bold because like it worked for Bendo, right? Wasn't it Bendo?
No, he has a French name.
Oh, I thought it was Bendo.
Vendome. Yeah.
And he's like,
I'm
French. Yeah, I'm gonna be a bold Boimler for now on. So bold Boimler begins to like, he plays like racquetball with Shax, and Shax's like, I'm proud of you, and he's for my lankiness and my skill. He's like, no, because of that whale that you did, and I think you'd be really good in our like Bajoran choir. And he goes and does the Bajoran choir. He says yes to like something Lundy wants from him, and he's like, I'm not scared of Lundy anymore. And then finally, Nolan North comes around as Cranch, and Cranch is like, I was supposed to be on the planet already, and I need to hunt. It is making me very, whatever he says. And he's like, will you be my prey? And Boimler's like, I would be honored to let you hunt me, sir. And later on, he goes to visit him, and he's like, so when does the hunt start? And like, are you gonna literally hunt me? And he goes, yeah. He's like, the hunt starts now. And he just proceeds to wail across the whole entire ship. He runs into Carol at some point. He's like, Captain, I'm being hunted. And Carol's like, not on my ship, you're not. And she calls security. And he's like, yeah, Cranch, I agreed to be his prey, but then like, I think that was a mistake. She goes, oh, Cranch, I had a nice brunch with him. That makes the whole thing different. And he's like, thanks for the mimosas, and continues to hunt Boims. And it's like literally like throws a batarang at him, like with the cheesy Batman and Robin tracking and everything. Eventually, like Boimler's like, I'm going to be bold Boimler. I'm going to like do the face paint. I'm going to get the phaser rifles. Like the hunted has become the hunter. And then Cranch just throws a fucking spear through his shoulder and takes the selfie. He's like, You were very good. I have notes. Thank you. I have lots of respect. This episode is just so good. It was the inspiration for one of our most successful TikToks ever, which is literally just a loop of Boimler screaming. It's fantastic if you haven't seen it. Mars actually wanted me to play it on the pod tonight, but it's not the right aspect ratio. So sorry, Mars. But least dangerous game. Great. You also get like Klingon D&D in that. You also get the Mariner like sleep skydiving because Ransom fucks with her. And the naval because like Rutherford and Billups didn't show their belly buttons. And I think Rutherford had an Audi and that was disrespectful.
So many things in one episode.
It's probably one of my favorite episodes of Lower Decks. Oh my god! Oh, thank you, Matt. I like doing the Cranch voice. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, that is my favorite. I don't know if you guys have anything you want to add about least dangerous game.
I think I like the fact that in Lower Decks, yet again, the things, the person that looks dangerous is actually kind of like you. Like Crunch, does a ethical hunt, like hunt and release. And I feel like, when you compare the monster is a monster. I like the fact that Crunch was not a monster. I like the fact that, even if he looks very alien and even if his ways are weird and scary, he's just gonna throw a spear through you and then heal you. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I like that ending. Like, I really like this. And yeah, Klingon D&D is the best. I have the
Klingon D&D. Yeah. MC's in the chat also talking. Like I was doing the thing. She's like, it begins now. It's so good. I guess Mariner makes a Kelvin reference in least dangerous.
Yeah, like the suits where they.
Oh yeah, right. The diving. Right. Yeah. So good. So good.
There is a Kelvin reference in Crisis Point 2. No, 2, yes. Where she's like, what? We're going to be played by a younger version of ourselves in a different universe. And like Tandy's like, this is scientifically impossible.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, if you fuck up the Vintage, I'm going to come after you, Boiler.
Gene goes orbital lift in the chat. It's not a space elevator. It's an orbital lift. It's so good. Eric, before we get to you, I'm going to read Jedi Cat's Boimler moment. Can't narrow it down. I know it's impossible to narrow. It's really hard to narrow down Boimler moments to a single moment. But I will say one thing I love about Boims overall is he is one of us, an unabashed Starfleet fanboy. In other words, a Trekkie, Trekker, whichever term you prefer. From his memorabilia collection to his tongue-tied manner in the presence of Starfleet legends, Boimler's hero worship of said legends is both funny and endearing. Jack Quaid definitely brings those qualities and more to Boimler. It could have been a little bit more than a stand-in for the fans that Lower Decks was made for, but Quaid, along with the other Lower Decks creators, made him into a character as memorable and beloved as the legends he admires. Happy birthday, Jack Quaid, and thank you for bringing Boims to life. May your cake come to you on a mint condition Tom Paris plate. We haven't even talked about the Tom Paris plate. So good.
There's so many things. Like, we can do all of them. Like the episode where he stays stuck in a room watching Ferengi TV for literally 5 days in a row.
Perth Ferengi Hearth place.
They have to extract him.
Yeah, or where he dies and the volcanoes outside. And like, that whole episode was amazing for him.
I think it's true. He's all of us. Like, we all think we'd be Mariner or Tandy, but we're Boimler. Like, so we're overachievers that fuck up relentlessly.
MC goes, if there's any Star Trek characters I'm a Jake Sisko with Brad Boimler's vibe, which is certainly a combo. Yeah. Another moment, by the way, if we're just going through them before we get to Eric, Antigrav Boy, when they're trying to get the room for each other.
I'm not Brad.
And they're
I'm Antigrav Boy, savior of the Cerritos, right? Something like that.
Yeah, because he gets stuck in the deflector, and all they have to take all their clothes off to save him because they're trying to reach that one console where they can get the good quarters.
Yes.
Like, Mariner gets super high.
Yeah, they're super high. Yeah. Well, there's also the one where he's sent to the farm because he's out of phase.
Oh yeah. Season 1.
And he leads a rebellion on the ship that's actually taking him to a hospital, to a spa.
Yeah.
with Anthony.
Yeah.
I did love when he got the promotion and that, and he got his own quarters for the first time, and he walks in and finds us right next to the nacelle, and that the room is just illuminated.
And doesn't remember he can
He
close
doesn't
the
know
windows.
that they have any of the fucking settings.
No, but he doesn't. He also doesn't reach out to anybody to mention anything about it. He just tries to find a way to cope with it.
Gene goes, everyone's saying so many nice things about my child, and that makes me so happy.
I will say that the best cookies I've ever had in my life are the cookies that they send us with the Lower Decks box. And that was like the
Oatmeal raisin.
like raisin, Boimler raisin farm, like cookie. They are the best oatmeal cookies I have ever had. And I am not kidding you. They were so like gooey and yummy and thick. And I have not found where those cookies come from. And it's been my quest.
You are the type of person who would find out too.
I literally ran into Mike McMahon at Disneyland the other day.
Really?
Yeah, she did.
I was in full costume. He's like giraffe, and I'm like, and I don't know where those cookies come from. See, I feel like I'm failing. Ooh. If somebody knows where those cookies come from, please add me on Blue Sky.
They're your Mulan Szechuan sauce.
1000%. This is my food quest.
God.
Oh man, Eric, you've been waiting very patiently. As far as host choices, we will end with you tonight. You actually changed your answers a few days ago to the crossover, which, I mean, great choice. Those old scientists.
Yeah, it's because I was on Friday. I had some friends over to play board games, and we decided to put on some Strange New Worlds, and that came out. And I was like, "Fuck! Why didn't I pick this episode? It's so good." We're talking about how good Jack Quaid is as Boimler in the animated version, but like he perfectly portrayed him in live action, which was a feat in itself. Again, Jedi Cat wrote so much of what I wanted to say because I love Boimler when he's just being the perfect fanboy, like the one who loves Starfleet so much that he knows everything. He holds everything in such a high regard. Like when he was in Pike's quarters with the saddle, like we had said earlier, like he was just like, "Oh my God, it's a saddle." And then he does the Riker maneuver.
Riker.
It's so funny. And every time he sees someone on that ship, his eyes just light up because like, "Oh my God, these are the people that I've been reading about and loving my whole life." Added to that, we get Tawny Newsome coming in as live action Mariner, and they play off each other so incredibly well, even in live action. So if we don't get short treks again, like, or if we do get it back, like give us something like that. Like I would love to see them in live action. And even though they're trying to, solve all the problems that they're causing on there, they're also giving the crew of the Enterprise a reminder of what they're doing, like, and what matters, right? Like they convince Pike that his crew's like there for him and he should be celebrating with them because there's only so much time he has left.
And that not all Orions are pirates.
Yep.
Yeah.
They gave that Orion pirate everything he wanted. He just wanted to be recognized for discovering something. And that's amazing, especially in that time period when they were even Pike was like, "There's no scientists. What are you talking about? It's crazy."
Yeah. I know that we've kept saying that we'd love like a Lower Decks movie, whether it's like a Crisis Point 3 animated, but I'm not kidding. That entire cast could play their live action counterparts. I would love Crisis Point 3 in live action.
Oh my God.
And I think they could do it, and I think it would be amazing. And I don't know if listen, I could just be dreaming, and it might, I know what you're doing. And honestly, like if you want to get like technical for a second, maybe it takes some of the magic of Lower Decks away not being animated. But I think it would still be really epic. I think it would work.
I think if they had a flash of like live action in the last episode, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I will die on that hill.
We had talked about it too right before we got the screeners.
Yeah.
We're like, they better do this.
Yeah. After the live action, like full full cast, I don't know how that would work. I think the charm of Lower Deck is a lot of like being able to, be silly and goofy, but having a few scenes would be so cool. I may or may not have told Noelle well so that I can paint her green.
I mean, if anybody can do it, it's you.
Yeah, it's true.
They have professionals that can do that. But I think the crossover is a really beautiful letter to you know what, the future is going to be all right. It may seem green now, and maybe the near future is not going to be fun, but in the long run, it's always been a story of progress. And we have like ups and downs, like in our lifetimes, but on the great scheme of things, we've accomplished incredible things. We fuck up like a lot, and I think that it's like, if we could, a lot of like, you know, people from the future come in, it's just horrible. It's just like, you know, Terminator and Matrix and like horrible thing. Like it's always dystopian. And to see in Star Trek you know what, they can tell them a lot, and they've been through things, but the kids are all right. It's kind of such a beautiful thing, because like the Cerritos is mostly one of the most fuck up ship. And these kids are still all right. So I think that they really played well, and I know also they gelled with the cast of Stranger World a lot, and I feel that they brought that silliness with meaning that Stranger World doesn't really always hit, and that Lower Decks always hit. So it was a good mashup.
I think Draft said everything there is to say about it. So I'll just point out. There are two moments that stood out for me for his performance. Was him finding that workaround where he could upgrade their technology to the future as long as they weren't looking directly at him while he was doing it. And what was the second thing? Him mentioning about how it's weird how everybody how everybody seemed to be talking slower and a lot lower and not shouting as much.
Yep.
Yeah. It like there was so many ways like this crossover could have fucked up and that, but like between him and Tawny and that, it elevated to something else.
And I think even if he likes like Starfleet, like for him, he's a history buff. Mm-hmm. Like he's not a sci-fi nerd like us. He's a history buff. And I think because I'm a history buff also, there is this thing where like, you know, the past is fucked up. Like when people ask me, oh, when would you like to go back? I was like, I don't want to go back. Like I want to go nowhere near, but I don't even want to go back to the 80s. The 80s were fucked up, man. Like I don't want to go back anywhere. But when I look back, you still see people who had values and people who fought for the right things, people that I would like to meet. Like there are a lot of people in the past who were like, wow, I would like to sit and have dinner with these people. Because I think they were badass. And I think it's more like that. The crossover is more about looking at the past and looking at the people that built what I can be now than most like, oh, the past was awesome, you know, because they clearly don't want to stay there. And they also they're like the way they talk about the Orions, like that's fucked up. You can say that.
Yes.
I would feel bad if I didn't read MC's other comment about Boimler being so important in this episode, because Boimler has the important job of splitting up Chapel and Spock. I'll see myself out. Great point. Eric, I want to come back to you real quick and talk to you about a moment at the end of the episode that I still absolutely adore. And it's the whole like Boimler being really awkward throughout the episode with number one, and finally like getting that moment with her at the end. I love that. I don't know. Like,
too. Her being the inspiration for him to join Starfleet, and then him making it more awkward by saying he had it in his
he has a pin up. Yeah. Like a pin up. It's like a poster that pins up.
Are we not saying the same thing?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
When you say like sometimes like I say things that were like common when I was a kid, and people are like, "What?" I'm sorry, but yeah, again, like the past is fucked up, and we're the past of like future generations, so we will be judged the same way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that we got to talk about the crossover a bit. The rest of the show is dedicated to we have some more mailbags, Boimler moments, and I'll let you guys read them. We will go in I think the order that we started. So, Draft, can you read Matt's Boimler moment, please?
Yes, Matt Harker moment. I can boldly say that Boim's character arc over the course of the 5 season is probably my favorite in all of Trek. He really grew into himself over the years, even if the final push he needed came in the form of an alt-dimensional pad. Boims is an amazing combination of optimism, drive, and ambition, tempered with so much heart and a massive amount of humor. Thanks for having the greatest scream in all of Star Trek. I knew you were going to do that. After the Klingon death roar, raising a michelada in his honor. Shout out to Matt for... Oh, yeah. I was like reading like... It was written to shout out the Borg baby costume that Matt did.
Which is
a cool costume.
So epic.
And I think the only one I've ever seen of that Boimler, which is cool.
It is. It really is. Awesome. Hawk, I believe you were next, right? Can you take JMC Treks? I think it's Jim McMahon's Boims moment. You don't need to read JMC moment.
Okay. So what can be said about our beloved Boims that hasn't already been said? Over the course of 5 years, he went from a raisin farmer who joined Starfleet wanting to be more, but to being potentially one of Starfleet's best. The future of the Federation got it wrong, thinking of him as one of the laziest officers ever.
Indeed. And then, Eric, can you take us home, please, with Dana's Boim moment?
Yep, totally. Boimler has a special place in my heart. He was the first character cosplay I actually did when it came to Star Trek. I mean, I identified with this character so much, I dedicated 2 years of my life to having purple hair. Anyone who knows me would know I'm a scared little ensign trying to make everyone like me, while not causing complete chaos, although I failed to succeed. Brad Boimler is that character I keep going back to for comfort. 5 seasons of pure joy is a lot to go through for a favorite moment, and although so many speak out to me, most have already been acknowledged because he's just that memorable of a character. I guess as I reflect on the current state of my meat sleep I call a body, I would have to say the scene that always sticks with me is Boimler being suckled by a giant space spider and crying about his bones afterwards.
My bones.
My bones. If you go back and think about the very first episode of Lower Decks, Second Contact, that episode in itself is just as epic as some of the ones we've talked about tonight. Like, you have Rutherford on his first date with Barnes, and like during a zombie outbreak, you have Jack eating people.
Mariner up in a tree. As
was mentioned in Dana's mailbag, Boim's getting suckled by a farm spider. This show, from the word go, was amazing, and it's thanks to Jack Quaid and Boimler and Tawny as Mariner and Noel as Tendi and Eugene as Rutherford and the entire rest of the cast who we could name. I think all of us could, but we'd be here for a long time. You know who you are. You all freaking rock. I feel like what we'll keep doing, since we love Lower Decks and we keep talking about it, as birthdays come up for our Lower Deckers, I think we'll do best moments as they come up, and it'll be fun. So listen, short show tonight. They don't all got to be 3-hour epics. We're done, folks. That's it.
You can go and listen to Alternative Space.
You can go listen to Alternative Space. You can go listen to Strange New Adventures. We have inadvertently, as Amy, our friend Amy and co-host of Alternative Space, put it, inadvertently become a podcast network. We have 3 shows now. We have Strange New Pod, we have Alternative Space, and we have Strange New Adventures. I hate podcast networks. This is no knock on people who have them. I just tried to run one and it failed miserably. And so I don't like them. And Hawk is going to start a new podcast. So we'll have 4 shows.
It's called News from the Holodeck.
Holopod. Yeah. Oh man. That's it though. This is good. There's plenty of other content. Next week, not entirely sure what we are doing yet, just like last week, but this came across our lap pretty easily. But I do have news for you. In 2 weeks, we're going to be pre-recording with the guys from Open Pike Night for our semi-annual Strange New Worlds wants and don't wants for season 3. That'll be a live premiere on Thursday the 15th. So check that out. That's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be about a month before the premiere at Tribeca Film Festival. So we will get Mailbag going for that early. So you have a ton of time to give us your wants and don't wants, because that'll be a major part of the show. So take a look for that. Also, really quick before we go, contest winners. I've heard from one of you that you got your stuff. So if you got your stuff, let us know. We want to see it. Tweet about it, or don't tweet about it. Blue Sky about it. Thread about it. Instagram about it. Whatever you do about it. Show us. We want to know. That's it, folks. We will see you next week for some version of the podcast.
Dana said Tuvix Day is coming up.
We did that already. We did that in
keep on doing it every year.
Nope. Out the airlock with Tuvix. No. Stop it. For Giraffe, for Hawk, for Eric, I am Julian. Live long and prosper. Be bold. Majram and...
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.